All right, go ahead.
I'm glad you gave that introduction. So now it's like we have a full rounded picture as to what made you who you are.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think that was a great introduction.
Yeah.
And we're going to leave it suspense. So if people want to know more, they can ask you. They can follow the page. They could figure out who you
At
are.
Rodeo Promo.
So we are going to jump right into it. That I was honestly at the edge of my chair. I love storytelling. I do. And I was just like, okay. Because this is a time when I don't even
You
know
don't
Action
about
love
movie
the
right
ending.
there.
Don't worry, you don't love the ending. Another time,
or
another
six,
day.
what is it? 6 Uncut?
6 views uncut. Yeah.
You
views.
don't love the ending.
What's that book you got on the table right there, Zay?
Yes, this book is called Secrets About Men Every Woman Should Know. And as you can see by the condition of this book, when have you seen a book look like this? This was from my mom's bookshelf, and I just got real inspired years back. And this was actually written in the 1990s from, I believe, a psychologist. Her name is Barbara DeAngelis, and she has a PhD. So she wrote this book, which is really great, about tips that women should know about men with different chapters and different strategies. So some of the questions today are going to be geared at your perspective on maybe what women would want to know that you as a man, and from, I could say Toronto, because when we classify Toronto, as we did in the second episode, we say Toronto, Vaughan, Mississauga, and beyond until you get to the outskirts of Ontario. So that's what a Toronto man is, pretty much.
GTHA.
Yeah. So I think this book is really good because it gives really good tips and information. And I mean, a lot of these things are not meant to tell you how to live your life, but it's conceptual. It's giving perspective, and it gives a lot of insight. So I honestly like this book for many reasons, and I would encourage a lot of people to read. You as a man, and Ricky as well as a man, have a perspective being Torontonian, speaking about women and stuff. So why don't we get into, I guess we can expand a bit on that, because a lot of relationships right now are being tested by some of these very values or questions or theories and concepts.
I think I might need to take off my hat for this. I don't want to start sweating on the camera. We're real comfortable now.
For sure, man.
We're gonna lock in now.
Yeah, it feels like it's gonna get hot in here.
Okay, so I could, pick on a few chapters and whatnot. There's some really good stuff, and it's really, really good. So a lot of women, I recommend read this book. Again, it's called Secrets About Men. What? Yeah. Secrets About Men Every Woman Should Know. And she's written other books, but this one is a really good guide. So speaking about secrets and men and what women should know, let's talk about current events with Majah hype. I mean, we don't have to go such like a direct angle, but again, that is about a relationship, that is about domestic violence, that is about sexuality. As we know, unfortunately, a sex tape was released. What are your thoughts as a man? Would you do that to an ex or a woman that you are with if you have a lover's quarrel?
Now, before you start, I want to play the audio from her.
Okay,
so you all can get some more context.
I speak about it again, but I knew that it was going to go here. And like I said last night, I'm not letting anyone put me into hiding or shame me under a rock. Now, instead of being a man, Majah hype, and apologizing publicly to your fans, to me, after everything that I said, instead, you release a sex tape of me and are sending it all over the place, all over the world, a sex tape of me from 10 years ago. What do you think that is going to prove? What do you think that is going to prove? You think that is going to make you look like a better person?
So, yeah.
wow.
Repeat your question, please.
It is a tough one. I mean, a lot of the times when you're dating.
It really isn't a tough one based on the most current events. Because I don't know if you know, today, Majah hype was on his live, and he brought out certain receipts. But before I get, I was 100% behind Kirby.
The female.
That's the girl's name, Kirby?
Yes.
Okay.
I was 100% behind her yesterday. Today, I am 50%. Yesterday, I would fight for her as a woman because I have daughters, I have 4 sisters, and my mother looks like she's gonna live forever. You understand?
Shout out to her.
Shout out to my moms. So like, but I would fight for her. Yeah, but today after, and I don't want to get in too deep into it because last time I did an R. Kelly commentary, I lost like 100 followers. So
No, you might gain 100 followers on this one. So what did she do? Okay, what did she do that you're switching now?
well, he produced evidence that he says is authentic, that she released the video. It's like, to the objective, you have to have questions now. He said the video came from her, and he produced text messages between her and her friends, and he had an array of things that brought me to 50%. I didn't swing to his side, but now I have to do more research. So it's hard the way you position that question, like everything she said has been validated. And I know it's a sensitive issue for females, so I don't want nobody to think I'm downplaying it. But I think you should kind of rephrase the question based on the most current information.
Okay, I'll rephrase. So, okay, this puts a lot of perspective. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay.
Rodeo with the facts.
Okay. So if you had a sex tape from a female that she had from a previous situation that for whatever reason she had possession of. Okay. Now he's making me think. Oh, jeez. Okay. Because I don't know. This is a tough
ready.
one.
I'm ready, Ricky. You see, I'm ready, right? Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. No. I like that you're playing on the fence because it's fair. And I think maybe I have to retract the question because it's so multidimensional now because there's been two sides. If there was a one-sided perspective, then it's easier to choose an angle. Exactly. Yes. So, but once both people have spoken, it's almost like now there's a judge. It's like now the people have to judge and figure out the authenticity of the evidence.
We are the court of public opinion.
Right. And I think that all we can do, because with every situation, there's three sides. There's he say, she say, and what God says and what God has seen. So, and I think we cannot play God in this situation because we have not been there. But maybe the situation has to kind of be left for just speculation.
But what I think in regards to what there's he said and she said and God in the middle, I always say the truth is in the middle. Mm-hmm. So a little bit of everything has been going on. It doesn't have to be like, it's like relationships. It doesn't have to be you're completely wrong and I'm completely right.
Yeah.
Both parties could have did injustice to their relationship.
Right. So I think it's safe to leave it there then, because for us to try to pick it apart is almost like we're not really doing justice to the situation until there's a confession of.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I think it's been a perspective, and then the confession now is what most people would be waiting for since it's so much in the public light.
Yes.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So if you're in a relationship with a girl, and it's kind of the question you asked last week when we had our episode, or our first episode.
Yeah.
If shit goes left, would you release like the video that y'all have together?
No, well, me personally, I don't want my ding-a-ling out there like that. You know what I'm saying? So now the question has to be changed again. If she had a video with somebody else and I had the video, would I release that video? That's
out of spite, I guess. Spite.
You know what? I have had some vindictive days, and sometimes you gotta be honest, right? And sometimes it's hard for you to say if I was in that position, because the way body chemistry acts, you really don't know until you're put into that position situation. Or that situation. So with that question, what have we been through? Was I really in love with her? Did she, there's so much.
Okay.
There's so much things, so much variables that play a part into a situation like that. Because if your girl just cheats on you and you're angry, I don't think you're gonna do that. But if your girl was vicious
If
towards
she
you,
styled you on top of it and all these
in the
other
island way,
factors.
in the island way, if she styled you, then you might be like, yo, man, fuck that girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting this to the world. So it just depends on the
Styled you?
situation. Yeah.
Explanation, please.
Styled is almost like a form of disrespect, like making the man seem and appear and also come down on him in a very condescending way. Styling is a form of like an attitude, like you're dissing.
Like, for example,
Caribbean.
this is styling a man. If she pulls up to the house and gets that nigga to drop her off in front of the house
That you two live in.
two live in, she's styling him.
Yeah.
In that situation, if he sees that,
That's
now the
cold.
question is, and he has the videotape and he sees that, what does he do next? Does he just swallow that and say, you know what, that this relationship is done, I'm fucking walking away? Or does he want to lash out and make her feel pain too? And the truth is, the man would want her to feel pain.
So it's, I guess,
I'm
the
showing
levels
you that
of
right
vindictive.
now. If he couldn't find another way for her to feel pain, and that is the only way that is gonna happen.
Okay, I think that's a fair response because everybody does things differently. A man would probably punch in a girl's face. A man would probably cut tires or like blow up a girl's car. People do all kind of things. So there is no judgment on the outside for what a love.
Those are some crazy sounding motherfuckers right there. Holy.
You know what? I thought of
They're
it,
out
but I'm
there.
like, I thought of it, but yeah. Who doesn't think of it? Oh, come on, you've thought about, yo, you know, this girl deserves a car slashing, but it doesn't mean you're gonna do it. There's many things. You
why we can't see him right now.
I know you can't admit that. 'Cause you don't want that on your video record. But listen, I'll say,
Friday, they know it's you.
I'll put a no comment in there.
They know it's you.
there you go, there you go.
Man to man. See, and that's the thing. Like,
You know what
brethrens,
I'm
we'll
being
talk.
straight. Look, I'm being straight. Like I'm a complete different person this year than I was last year. I'm telling you, COVID. It's like pull a reset in the way of thinking, talking, responding, caring about what other people say for me. So I'm telling you straight, there is men right now that is at home trying to think of ways to get at their girl, you know, B.
At their girl or their ex?
Their girl that they live with, because they know that girl is fucking around.
And when she probably was,
And that-
when he couldn't
you know,
monitor
I'm
it.
talking real shit right now, because some men can't. It's like a woman in an abusive relationship. Some people believe men can't be in relationships like that too. You know what I'm saying? Some men will just have to take that. He don't got nowhere to live. He driving her car. He has to ask her for money. And she's out there, you know what I'm saying, fucking on this nigga. So what does he do on the couch? He has to just eat that. You know what I'm saying?
There was a video about that recently that was surfacing on Instagram with the guy, the guy that was like with a new girl, and then he was wearing all the gear that the girl that he's with bought him, and then she made him strip completely in the street, and she beat him with a belt.
You know what I'm saying? So
That was
can
really
things can
cool.
get really, really, you know what I'm saying?
And it's, again, the viewers are gonna say like, you know, like she went a little bit too far because it's like she styled him first of all. It was a Caribbean type of situation, so she styled him, said what she needed to say, cussed him, and then told him to take off the clothes, and then felt humiliated that she does so much for him, and then he's with the next chick on road holding hands and everything in the
Yeah,
clothes
but-
that she got him and driving the car that she got for him. So he had to take off everything, and then he was carrying on. He was upset but humiliated, and then she took the belt, I think it was a Louis belt, and then beat him with it.
Yeah, but I'm like, you know, maybe I'm a little soft right now, but in relationships right now, you'll be a fool to think that there's a line in the sand somewhere. There is no line in the sand in a relationship where people decide this line can't be crossed. Emotions dictate where that line is. And sometimes emotions will eliminate that line.
Yeah.
So you'll do anything. So I'm like, yo, I used to talk to a girl, and one
Story
day,
time.
and one day, she's like, yo, every single thing that I've bought for you, I'm not gonna tell you what led up to that. You know what I'm saying? You know, 'cause I still want people to love me, right? She's like, everything that I bought for you, you put that in a bag. I'll return that, or I'm gonna slash up your car.
The slashing is real.
I ignored her, and I went to one of my friend's stores, and then my friend called me and said, "There's a girl outside with a big knife cutting the fuck out of your car." I watched her cut my car. You know, there's some things that are rushing stuff. I'm like, nah, fuck that. Finish up. You know what I'm saying? She rolled all kind of shit on my car. You know what I'm saying? I stood far back and I watched her roll. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, nigga, cheater, motherfucker, all over my car. You're like, I'm like one of those cars that you see on Instagram. So, you know, with cheater and shit on the side, you're like, yeah, who drives this car? Yeah, I'm that nigga that drove that car.
Did she key it with like a key?
She
Or
wrote
knife?
with
Knife.
the big fucking knife. She wrote all that shit on my car. And you know what I did? I went home and I packed all that motherfucking shit and I dropped it back to her. Some niggas I just built different, right? I painted my car. I moved on with my life. Straight goods.
Everybody's probably gonna have a different take on that situation.
A whole bunch of men won't take that. Ricky, you take that?
Mans are gonna grab that knife and be like, you know, I know how to use
I'm
it.
just not trying to go to jail for a shorty. However, in my younger age,
Probably.
I might have flipped out. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was in my 20s, I might have
And she
spazzed
fucking
out.
with your car like that. Yeah, I agree.
My car,
Did
Back
you
then,
love
when we were
that
young,
car?
when we were 20, you can't fuck. We watched that
yeah,
car every
well, in
2
my
days.
20s, my car would have been way more important to me.
Thank you.
Now, I would have been
Like me.
you know,
Cut it up. I got insurance.
chalk it up to the game.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
what I
what I'm
did.
saying?
You know.